RO water purifiers are the scam of the century. The National Green Tribunal called for a ban on RO water purifiers. According to the UN, water with a TDS of up to 500 ppm is potable. I'm pretty sure you would have heard almost all of these arguments against RO water purifiers. But before you make up your mind, let me show you something interesting.
You guys ready?
Here are two glasses of water. Both look exactly the same. Both are clear. Both would pass a basic TDS test. To the first glass, I add a pinch of salt and increase the TDS. To the second, just a tiny bit of detergent. Now both have increased TDS levels, but the glass with detergent actually shows lower TDS than the one with salt. Which would you prefer to drink? This is why judging water quality by TDS alone doesn't make sense. You have to go a bit deeper. But first, let's take a look at what is happening with our water. Here is a recent article from The Hindu. It says that states like Rajasthan, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu have a very high level of nitrates in the groundwater. Then you have got Andhra Pradesh and Telangana struggling with high fluoride levels. But no, it's not limited to just these states. It is reported that more than half of India's 779 districts have excessive nitrates. So this means even if water in these areas have a TDS of less than 500, you still need an RO water purifier to get rid of those nitrates and fluorides. Because RO is the only feasible option in a domestic setting using which you can remove TDS, that is total dissolved solids from water.
I am inevitable.
And TDS includes not just useful components like calcium, magnesium and potassium, but harmful components like nitrates, sulfates, fluorides and so on. So this brings us to the next question. If RO is such a game changer, then why did the National Green Tribunal ban it in those places where TDS is less than 500? First of all, NGT is a body that deals with the environment, not with health. And they have a concern about RO, a very rightful concern, because the quantity of water wasted by RO water purifiers is huge. In a country where more than 163 million people don't have access to clean water, such wastage is a crime. So when you use an RO, reuse the wastewater completely to minimize its negative impacts. Next, if you read the notification calling for a ban on RO water purifiers, you will notice that this is not applicable in areas where nitrate levels are higher than 45 or fluoride levels are higher than 1 milligram per liter. So as you can see, it is the details that make all the difference. Now you might be wondering, how can I be really sure if I need an RO water purifier or not? Well, broadly speaking, if you live in an area where the TDS levels are typically about 300 to 400 and your water supply comes from bore wells or tankers, then it would be a good idea to get an RO. You never know from where these tankers get the water from. But if you get treated municipal water or water from regular well, then most often you won't need an RO. But that being said, the best way to ascertain whether you need an RO or not is by testing the tap water to check whether the parameters are within the limits. It usually costs about 1000 to 1500 rupees, but then you can know for sure. Now that you have understood the significance of RO water purifiers, you might be wondering why is it that a lot of people call it a scam. A part of it is ignorance.
A little knowledge, it's a dangerous thing.
But then these RO water purifier manufacturers, they aren't exactly saints either. The biggest problem is their marketing trick, trying to outdo each other, offering 7, 8, 10, sometimes even 13 stages of water purification. While some filters are must-haves, many are just gimmicks. Let's try to figure out which are the necessary ones. First of all, UV or ultraviolet chamber is a must-have as it kills bacteria, viruses, fungi and other harmful living organisms present in the water. Next comes activated carbon filter, which gets rid of any odor in the water. It is also good to have a sediment filter, which is usually kept outside the water purifier. It will filter out sand and other larger debris, which can clog your RO membrane and reduce its lifespan. Then comes ultrafiltration. And a misconception that many people have is that you don't need a UF filter in an RO water purifier. To understand why you need both, let's first look at what is the difference between RO and UF.
People get their brains ready because I'm gonna tell you something.
RO membranes have pore size of 0.1 to 1 nanometer, while UF membranes have 10 to 100 nanometer pores. RO removes dissolved and suspended solids, whereas UF targets only suspended solids like heavy metals, bacteria, viruses, and colloids. So it's actually a logical question. Why do you need a UF when an RO with a smaller pore size can filter out all the impurities?
There's gotta be some explanation.
The reason varies from model to model. Some water purifiers pass water through a UF filter first to extend the life of the more expensive RO membrane. UF filters eliminate suspended particles, leaving only dissolved solids for the RO to handle, thus reducing its workload, minimizing water wastage, and enhancing its lifespan. In some cases, UF is used in systems which adjust the TDS of the purified water. And this is how it works. When water passes through the RO membrane, it strips off all the dissolved solids. But water without any minerals can actually be harmful to your health. That is why the water purifiers introduce back the minerals using any of these two methods. First method is using a manual TDS control, also known as MTDS. Here, raw water is added to the RO purified water in a specific quantity to increase the overall TDS of the purified water. But you can't add raw water just like that and contaminate the whole water, right? That is why the unfiltered water is passed through a UF membrane to get rid of any suspended solids and then mixed with the RO purified water. So yes, in this type of a system, a UF filter is absolutely unavoidable. The second method uses a mineralizer cartridge, which diffuses calcium and magnesium to increase TDS. In such a system, UF filter is not exactly a necessity unless it's used to reduce the workload of the RO membrane. Yet another reason why RO water purifiers have UF is to physically remove the virus and bacteria killed by the UV. So overall, yes, it's definitely good to have UF in your RO water purifier. So that makes having 5 to 6 stages of water purification a necessity. They are RO filter, sediment filter, UF filter, mineralizer cartridge or MTDS, UV chamber and activated carbon filter. Others like alkalizer, copper cartridge, post-carbon filter are just gimmicks to make you feel that the water is purer and thus release more money from your pockets. So if you're looking to buy an RO water purifier, in addition to the core function of the filtration system, it would be a good idea to take a look at the storage capacity, quantity of water the RO weighs, how much water can be purified in an hour, and more importantly, the cost of filter replacement. So if you found this video helpful in understanding the basics of an RO water purifier, please do consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching.